We are doing this morning videotape number 3, showing the finished links to Hy-Tek connection, the building of meets in Hy-Tek, the building of shared folders, and we will go through and highlight to the best of our ability the items that you need to do when you are building meets, importing entries, seeding meets, etc. This is a typical setup in the press box. We have a Finish Links computer. It's networked through our Lynx's hub to our Hy-Tek computer, and this would also be the hub where the camera Cat 5 comes in from down at the finish line. As we go through this, keep in mind in order to save time on the tape, we will be highlighting specific areas that you need to be concerned about. I'm working today with my partner in B&B Timing with Mr. Bob Kubiak, somewhere in the area of 1,000 track and field meets behind him. We aren't that old, are we, Robert? But he will be able to highlight and point out things that you may need reminders on at some point in the future. We're recording. We are into our Hy-Tek 3.0. First place we're going, we're talking about meet setup. So we'll go up to the setup item, meet setup. We've got a track meet that we're going to be doing. Actually, this is one that we've completed already, but we're using it. We've deleted some things out of it. Meet name, date, location, etc. It's an outdoor meet. This one happened to be a college. It's a standard meet, and it's that's all you need to do on that particular window. Window number 2. Setting preferences. Keep in mind as you go through all of this that you have the correct preferences that you want in all these different areas, as you can carry this meet forward from year to year, never have to rebuild it, and you will be able to purge the athletes out after the meet is over with and just change the date from 2012 to 2013, and you will be ready to go for your next year's meet. Just the items that have to be highlighted here, you know, your different preferences, your different relays, etc., competitor numbers, whether or not they're unique, etc. And moving on to our seating preferences. Seating rules, lane preferences, randomization, all of these things you need to look at. Lane preferences, standard lanes. If you click on that, you will see what Hy-Tek calls standard lanes, and you can change these to fit your track facility. We've installed equipment on 6-lane, 8-lane, 10-lane, 9-lane tracks, so all of this can be changed. Standard alley preferences, waterfall for the distance races, etc. And we'll, yeah. Moving on. Reports, how you want things to show up, list athletes with last name first, etc. All of these different things you can set for each meet, and you can change them as you go forward, what works best for you. And we'll go down now to entry and scoring preferences. And again, many different points here, different things that you can set depending on how you run your track meet. Entry limits, field relays, entries, results, etc. How you score per team, or how many award labels are there. All of these things can be set here. We have our entry limits, entries and results. Again, lots of different things that Now there you see one, record wind readings. That's only for a collegiate meet, but we have to make sure that with a collegiate meet that we do record all of the wind readings. And let's go to our next scoring setup. Again, you can set the way you want it. If you've got a co-ed meet and you've got 10 boys teams and only 6 girls teams and you need to change, you can set up different scoring patterns for the males, different scoring pattern for the females. We in Minnesota run a thing called True Team. In the AAA division, there's each 9 schools, each has 3 entrants, so there's 27 athletes per event. And so their scoring runs 27, 26, 25, etc. So that's a different way of scoring, but that's within their True Team's structure. And moving on ahead.
That's it right there. Unless you want to cover
Yeah, photo finish interface. We covered this. You need to show up as Finish Lynx file sharing. And we just made to make sure that that is set up. If you have a scoreboard, there's several different kinds, Daktronics, Fair Play, there's generic ones. If you're sending the results from Hy-Tek to this particular type of board, this has to be set up prior to the meet. Going to events. And if we go to add an event, in this window, you would be setting up how you want the events to be run. Whether it's all genders, whether you're running a male or a female meet, there's all kinds of different things that you can set in here. You will pick out your events, highlight those, and you will how you want them to be set up. Down below, whether you're doing prelims, whether you're doing semifinals or finals only, all of these things need to be put in. You need your advancement formula if you're advancing from prelims to finals. If you're how you want to run your heats. If you're running a 100-meter dash and you've got 5 heats, do you want to run from slow to fast, fast to slow? As you go through all of these different things, keep in mind that all of these things are set in this window by each event. Now the entries are in metric and results are showing in metric. For high schools, they would be in English. And this window is where you set each and every one of your track events up. And there's all your field events up there in the each one has to be set up as you're building the meet. Okay. And here's a completed list of all of the events. This is what it's going to look like. So we'll X out of there. Here's all the different schools. Now, we could add a school or delete a school. Here's where you would go to add a school, a new school coming to the track meet, with your abbreviations, the team name, etc. If we were going to delete one out of there, we would highlight and go up top and delete current school. So if you've got schools that are changing from one year to the other, you want to delete them out, you would go here. And we'll move on to the athletes. You'll see them listed. These are athletes that will come from your online entry service. Your coaches that are coming to the meet will go here to the online entry service, will put all their athletes in with their events, and when you import them, you will see them like this with the events that they are entered in. Their name is highlighted up top, and you will see their events up here in yellow down below. And of course, they're all in alphabetical order. And we're moving on to our relays. And again, it shows all the different setups of different relay events if you've set these all up, and the different schools. And it shows also their eligible athletes. And we can move on to seating. We have all of our events appearing in the window down below. At this particular time, they are all unseated. So to start seating, we can highlight one event and seat it, and it'll say OK. It shows that there's going to be 7, or the 110 meter event number 7. There are 3 heats. If you need to switch an athlete from one heat to the other, simply click on them, drag them up, and do a replacement. They'll swap, so you can change 2 people around. And we can save that. And that seating is now completed. You can also do a select all. If you wanted to seat all events at one time, you've selected them all, and you hit start seating. So then all of our events would become seated events. And we can deselect and start seating. Pick breakpoints as to where you want them. Click yes, and how many do you want per heat? Do you want, in this particular case, we've got 28 athletes, so if we do 10 in a flight, and then we would save that. And it would show up here, would be your flights as you have selected them. So that's going through your seating operation. In the run menu, your events will all show up, and again, you have to remember at this point we haven't seated every event, but you see all the events there on the upper part of the screen. We're going to go through our interfaces. I'll move to interfaces up top there. We would be on Finish Lynx photo or file sharing. We would do update of our start lists after we've got them all seated. And you'd walk through this window. Make sure you're checked here at the box for activate. And we're going to change data location. And it'll show where the shared folder that you created is. And you click OK there. And OK at the bottom. And schedule and start list successfully copied to. At this point we're using a C drive, so this is all being done on your Hy-Tek computer. Moving ahead.
Do the Lynx thing now?
So once everything is completed on the Hy-Tek side, and you've clicked on update start list, gone through the change data location, we're now going to be on the Finish Lynx computer. We'll click on file, your options, and the place we're going first of all is to event. And we're looking at event directory, backup directory. Keeping in mind that the shared folder on the other computer, these lines have to be that exact shared folder. And with your computers talking through the network hub, you can go into browse and find those particular, find that other computer. Normally you would look under network, find the other computer, and then find the meet so you can copy it onto these lines, which will guarantee that it's going to be the exact correct folder. Our next stop would be at database, and once again we have two directories, input, output directory. These two have to also be the exact same shared folder. So again, you can go to the browse button, find that opposite computer on the network, so that there you're looking at the hard drive and you find the meat and highlight it and copy it in. Once you've done that, we go up top to the middle of our 3 card file icons, and this one you click on opens a window. It says load schedule. The down arrow is clicked, and if you've done everything correctly, the first event of your meet should be there, highlighted, click OK, and up it comes. We don't have a Lynx camera hooked up this morning, but this is what would be at the on the upper part of our loaded event at the time. So then at this point in time, we would have be ready to capture a race. It would be armed. Without the camera loaded up this morning, you can't really see it. You'd be armed, ready to capture, ready for the race to start. Keeping in mind your sequence of events as the race goes on and comes to a finish, you're going to capture it. You're going to hit, if you have displays running, with running time out there, you'll hit Alt-S. You will crop the picture, click on first place, so that you will be sending the photo to the result to your running time display, your football board, etc., out on the field, so that your spectators will see the lane, place, and time. And as you click on second place, that will also be going up there and scrolling with first, and then as you do each of the places. Many of you have already gone to 3 different cameras. You're capturing on one, analyzing on the second, and then saving it to the third computer or Hy-Tek computer. Keep in mind that once you save the result to the second computer to finish the analyzation, you can no longer send those results to the display board. Your first computer or your capture computer is the one that is hooked up to the display boards. Okay, you've captured, you've analyzed, you've saved that event back into your shared folder. Now we're back over to the Hy-Tek computer, an event that we seeded and sent over previously is up on our run menu. It's heat 1 of 3, preliminaries, event 7, men's 110 meter hurdles. 3 heats, highlighted first heat. We go to the button get times. And now the times from that first heat of the hurdles are populated into our prelims time. In this case, we would run all 3 heats. We would then go to list, and our report would come up and would show all of our qualifying times for the 3 heats. And if this was a final event, we would see the scores, we would see a rank order of all of the different athletes that ran in the event. And there would be our, we would have these are the qualifiers. If it was a final, it would show the winning top ranked runners with their scores beside them. From this point, If you have an alpha display out at the field, we would do a control F1. Event number would be put in this window. Heat would be heat 1. And our request, and the requests are listed there. Before the race, you can put up start list. Request 2 results, request 3 women's team scores, request 4 men's. And 99 so it calls for complete results. In this case, you would just want a request 2 to send this particular heat that we just finished to the alpha scoreboard. And in most cases, the operation would be sent out there, and we would have the athletes displayed on the alpha display. Then we would score the event that we just had up there. Right now we don't have all 3 heats done, so it's grayed out as far as scoring. And then we would go to our reports and we would print that final result. And from this area we would create a report, how we wanted it, etc. We get constant requests, where are different things at and how can we shorten how we do things. If you go to the help bar, the help icon, and you come down to shortcuts, Hy-Tek has put in a massive list of shortcuts, things that will help you as you move forward within your Hy-Tek structure. All of these different operations, function keys, will help you move quickly from one area, one item to another. So you can open up and do things much quicker by just using their shortcut keys that will help you get all of this done. And as a last situation here on this video, we're going to walk through and highlight things to do, places to look to set up your network and your shared folder. So you'd go down to Start, go to My Computer, and the network. And now each of your computers should have a name so that you're running Cat5 from each of them into the network hub, and they should find each other. We can open up the network and sharing center so we can manage our networks. We want to come down to advanced sharing settings. Now this happens to be Windows 7. Make sure that as you go through these, down below and about the 4th option down on this one, it's a public network that you have to allow other users or anyone with network access can read and write files. Because remember, the information that comes from Hy-Tek doesn't have results on it. After it's through finish links, you will have changed the data. So you want to be sure that you have this turned on where Hy-Tek will not recognize it.
Shared folder?
Shared folder. Start menu, computer. We go up here to the hard drive.
This is on the Hy-Tek machine.
This is all on your Hy-Tek machine, of course. We make a new folder, and you're going to give it a name. My folder, or the meat name, or etc. And that's where you're going to save the meat after you have built it.
Right-click on it?
Right-click on it and share with, and specific people would be on there. Type a name and you can share with everyone, etc. and be sure and add the read write on there. So that becomes the folder where you're creating the meat